Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about a couple things that could accidentally shut your third eye. And this is really important for people to know because some people might be going throughout their spiritual journeys and not realize at all in any way, shape, or form that your third eye might accidentally close itself. How does this happen? Well, there is a conscious way to close your third eye. Why would you want to close your third eye? That's a very good question. When you close your third eye, it shuts off your intuition, your psychic abilities, your connection with your guides, your connection with the heavens, you having a feeling of knowing the next step. So sometimes I'll see in other people's, because I've gone through videos in the past and I'll see in other comment sections like, how do I shut my third eye? I'm like, why would you want to close this? People associate their third eye being open, and their third eye is basically something, it's like your two eyes, but your spiritual eye. We're half spirit and half flesh. We're spirit inside of flesh. Why would you want to close off that part of yourself? It's extremely important. I don't understand why people would want to do that, but these are 5. And I might name 5 ways in particular to accidentally shut your third eye, because some of you might be doing this and not even know it. The first one, some of you won't be too happy about: sugar. Sugar. I'm not going to start singing, but sugar. How does sugar block your third eye? That's a very good question. Well, your third eye is like a sponge to sugar. So your third eye is right here. Right here. So when you consume sugar, some of you who have not consumed sugar in a very long time won't feel it. I mean, when you consume sugar and you've been without sugar for a very long time, the first place you'll feel it is right here, as if you're getting a headache, but you kind of are, but you're kind of not. So sugar goes straight to the third eye. It calcifies it. It takes a little while for the sugar to fade away and its effects, and it's something you have to do very consciously, okay? And because I said I would add other things in here, fluoride does too. So like in toothpaste and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll say that in this video. It's not, it's information people already know, but I'm more so talking about sugar. For fluoride, you'll have to look into that yourself because I'm not going to say too much about that on my YouTube channel, but there you go. Sugar shuts your third eye. So when you consume sugar, one thing you'll see is a lot of your intuition not being there. So when you consume sugar, you won't have as many psychic dreams. You won't have as many psychic insights. You won't feel as connected to your guides. You might consider yourself feeling more anxious. You might feel less like yourself, less like you're on the right track, etc. It's not you just getting a sugar rush. It's because sugar blocks the pineal. Sugar is just sponged up by your third eye. So when you eat sugar, it's a very fast way to block your third eye. Some people are doing this anyway, so if you're asking yourself, well, I've been consuming sugar, and it might be blocking my third eye. It might just be blocking your third eye. If you're consuming sugar, and it's actually already blocked your third eye, you can practice fasting from sugar or removing most of your sugar in your diet. So when you remove most of the sugar in your diet, you'll have to find other channels that'll teach more about the health aspects of not consuming sugar. It's very beneficial physically, which I won't speak about. But spiritually, if you'd like to open your gifts, get off the sugar. It's not as easy as it sounds, but when you get off of sugar, it will help you develop your gifts. It'll help you open clairvoyance, clairaudience, connection with your angels, and it'll help you feel spiritually better. It'll help you just feel more of your third eye energy centers. It can literally be like, kind of like a cap on the third eye. It kind of caps it. I've been touching my forehead so much it's starting to turn red. But sugar is a very easy way to block your third eye. Like, I can't stress that one enough. That's probably one of the biggest ones on this list. But sugar, try this for about a month. Try not eating much sugar at all. And then when you go back to eating sugar, just pay attention to your dreams, your visions, the voices you hear in your head. Like, sometimes it's your higher self, sometimes it's your angels. Depends, because we have an inner judge as well, or something that judge us based on just more of the, because we have a higher self and a lower self, and they're both kind of conflicting. We become one of the other ones. one or the other, which I'll talk about in a future video, your higher self versus your lower self, which makes for a very good video topic. But sugar will definitely make you feel shut off. Yeah. I didn't want to accept that for a very long time. Oh, I have to get to this point. People are like, what about natural sugars? Natural sugars are good. They're fine. But the processed ones, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about apples or the natural stuff like raspberries. No, processed sugars, to make it very clear. The next one on this list, what else can block your third eye? Negative emotions. This one's really important. So, anger, sadness, vibration drop, that's enough to tank your third eye. When you're, that's enough to tank your third eye. I mean, I understand my language is Florida lingo, but when I say tank your third eye, basically, as if a tank's just kind of running over your third eye. So, when you have sugar plus anger and sadness and all these bad feelings, it's enough to lower our vibration to the point where the frequency of our third eye opening is not as accessible. So negative emotions such as anger, sadness, resentment, etc., which I'll talk about resenting in a second, because I'm sticking to a list, because I can make this list very long, but it might have to be in multiple part videos, because you guys will, there's a certain attention span the average YouTube channel user has. So I'm keeping this in the regards of that attention span. Maybe I make a part 2 in the future, but your just negative emotions will really, really cause you to just be cut off from your intuition. It'll just not have you feeling like yourself. So why do I keep associating not having your third eye open associated with you not feeling yourself? It's because this is like your eye. I mean, it is your eye. And if I keep touching my forehead, it's going to turn red. But the third eye and the crown chakra is all about you feeling yourself. You at a soul level. You being on the right track. You doing everything you're supposed to do. I mean, that's it. Your third eye is an extra eye. Why wouldn't you want to open? It's kind of like just doing this. People are like, well, I want to close my other eye. Well, close your other eye then. But anger, sadness, limiting beliefs, negative emotions, your vibration dropping, takes you out of the spectrum to where you're supposed to, you won't have that intuition. You won't have that, hey, you're supposed to be doing this. Hey, you shouldn't go out until you do this. Hey, don't forget this when you go out, etc. So that's your third eye. I don't know why people want this closed. And a lot of people who do have it closed or who are asking for it closed, it's already closed because they're doing everything on this list. The next one's limiting beliefs. And you'd be very, very shocked as to how this one could be a very major one as well. If you believe you can do something, you can do it. You can definitely do it. But if you believe you can't do it, you're right about that too. So how does this impact your third eye? If you believe you have to be born with a certain set of gifts, if you that alone will stop you 100% from having gifts that you're meant to have. Just because you're so convinced of it being there, then guess what? You're blocking the gifts because you're so convinced that reality just proves otherwise. What if you're so convinced that your gifts are opening? Then they're going to be opening regardless of you attracting the circumstances, or those gifts are going to be open because you're just expecting them to. And the law of attraction, you're attracting that. It's the law of assumption as well within the law of attraction, but it's a frequency you're putting off. So when you believe, no, the third eye doesn't exist, that's demonic. You'll see people in YouTube comment sections talking about it. There's no such thing as a third eye. And it's unfortunate because those people actually have the most heavy of entities. It's usually spirits. Not even demons want to waste their time with someone like that. That's how low that person is. Now, the demons they're moving off the people who have influence or people who can actually have enough energy to do stuff for themselves. But these people are covered in spirits. And people who just have all these limiting beliefs like, oh, third eye is demonic. Well, I guess you're calling yourself you're calling yourself and your own third eye demonic. But the thing is, forget about those people. I'm teaching about limiting beliefs. And I hope you're not one of those people on this YouTube. Those people don't get very far into my videos. They're like, crystals, evil. I'm like, oh, well, who made them? Well, they're actually all throughout the Bible, and I'll make a video about that coming up soon. Especially Aaron. Moses' brother Aaron was a high priest who wore 12 sacred gemstones that had power to unite people and call down angels, etc., etc., etc. Places in heaven, establishments being made out of crystal. There's so much more, but limiting beliefs, if you believe something like, well, you can't ever open your third eye unless this, and that, or just anything relating to, even outside of that, if you have beliefs that are very poisonous to you, like, well, I can't do this, or it depends on what your goals are in opening your third eye or keeping it open. But if you have a very small mind, in the sense that, and I'm not just saying, oh, you have a small mind. I'm saying if you're small-minded in the sense that you're not looking at the bigger picture, or you don't care about anything outside of yourself, and you're being selfish, you're being not aligned, etc., and your beliefs are poisonous to yourself, guess what? You can fully expect your third eye to be shut. Okay? Next one. This one's really important. You ready, guys? Bad deeds or bad actions. How can that close your third eye? It kind of fits in with limiting beliefs, but this is to the effect where if you're doing bad, certain actions can be able to shut your third eye center down. That lowers, it also goes with the vibration drop from number 2. So all of this goes heavily together. So if you're doing really bad things, your third eye can, and what do I mean by it being shut? Like I said, intuition, you being on the right track, you having downloads, etc. You connecting to your guides. So if you're doing bad things, of course it's going to be shut. So I'm not saying your third eye is not going to be there, because it's always there, but it's going to be shut. So if you're making bad decisions, bad choices, one thing you'll notice is gifts closing left and right. It might happen slowly. So someone they could just start doing the wrong thing, and they just like, well, it seems like it's working out for me because nothing's happening. It takes a second or two, but bad deeds, bad actions combined with limiting beliefs in your vibration dropping, being sad and angry and resentful, all this stuff is enough to cut you off from your guides, because God is very forgiving when it comes to you having a guardian angel left. Because if you're a person who has, your guides have left you, most of your ancestors like, I don't want to put up this person's rotten, they're doing nothing but bad. Most of you will always have that one guardian angel, even if they're kind of weak, because sometimes you'll have a weak angel just being around like, I hope this person is on the right track, and then God's basically allows that angel to go to someone else, and that person has no more angels left, and that person's attracts dark guides. Like I said, everyone's soul is completely different. Everyone's life path is completely different. Some people scare away all their guides, and the beings around them are actually the layering of how I'm teaching this video is really cool, because it completely connects. So what happens when someone does all these dark things and bad things? Their third eye will get shut, but they're able. You've heard of people who are doing really bad things, and they're able to have certain gifts still. How does that make sense? Like, because there's bad people out there, and there's people doing bad things, but it appears like their third eye is opened. Their third eye is shut too, but something else is opening it. It's not them opening their own third eye. It's something navigating it. This is dark entities, dark energies, and this is super interesting as well. So you'll occasionally see someone who a lot of people in the darkness, if they're so deep into the darkness to the point where they're like, okay, I can't open my gifts, I can't open anything, I'm gonna sell myself, and people will sell their soul to have their gifts opened. But how does that work? If you're past a certain vibration, and you basically fell to a point where your third eye can't be open on that vibration, something else will kind of take over, and it will act like your third eye is open to the point where it's not you or your gifts, it's whatever dark demonic entity is allowing it to be channeled through you. So those gifts will be there temporarily. Sometimes they can vanish throughout your life, or they can come back, or they can vanish and come back. But at the end of that person's life, the demonic entity that was with that person, with the shut third eye, now they're spending their eternity with that demonic entity until Judgment Day, where they go into a very hot place. Now, this is super interesting. So I did say that sadness, anger, limiting beliefs, bad action, the first one's sugar, but these other negative feelings and emotions that might pop up, or people's craving of the darkness, will block their gifts, but it'll appear that they have some gifts, but the gifts are not theirs. You really have to think about this. You might have to replay this video a time or two, because it's super interesting. So you're like, wait a second. The people who I thought were super gifted that are dark, their third eyes are actually closed, but something is using them and piloting them so it's appearing like it's open. And that's the biggest thing. When it comes to darkness, it's all smoke and mirrors. Some people will be like, well, I know the spiritualist and they're living life lavishly. They're posting it on Instagram that their life is amazing. Would anyone whose life is amazing be posting that their life is amazing? No. People who have amazing lives are usually private. They're not posting it so other people can evil eye it, okay? That's the thing. So it's super interesting. These are 5 things that'll shut your third eye very fast. Sugar is a giant one. You can be a good person and have sugar, and it'd be closing off your pineal. Another thing that'll close your pineal is anger and sadness. This drops it to the point where there's no light shining upon your pineal. And even if you go sun gazing, you'll notice just actual light shining upon your pineal keeps it open as well. Number 3, limiting beliefs. Thoughts that block you. Because if you can tell every single cell in your body, if you say, okay, all my cells are aging, you're going to age and you're going to see gray hairs quicker than anyone else in your family. Because you told yourself that, and your limiting beliefs stopped your hairs from being able to, gray hairs from, because I know people who have changed their hair color simply by saying, well, I think I'm getting, super young people do. I think I saw this and that. And I'm like, if you believe it, then you'll achieve it. And certain people have. So here's another thing. If for people who are trying to lose weight, if you say, oh, I'm never losing weight, nothing I can do can help me lose weight. Well, you told every cell in your body that limiting belief is stopping that from opening. But if you say, okay, I'm losing weight, then somehow the cells in your body know how to lose weight with you. Cool, right? Law of attraction plus spirituality plus physicality. In the physical realm plus the spiritual world. No, physical law runs parallel to spiritual law, so they'll go hand in hand. So if you're telling yourself your third eye is never going to be open, or it's not open, then you might as well count it as not being open. Number 4, bad actions or bad deeds, being a bad person, will take you off that frequency, which goes to 2 and 3, and your third eye will close. And number 5, this one, because they all go hand in hand, it's really cool how this list just blends together. If you're moving away from God, and you're not moving closer to God, and you're dabbling in darkness, your third eye will shut, and something else will take over, and it will appear to be open when it's not. I hope that explained a lot of questions for people who are wondering, like, how is this person so evil and their third eye is open? Well, something's piloting them because other beings of light have left. If you have any questions, guys, ask them in the comments section. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao!